In Detroit tonight, after the NBA rescinded the 16th technical foul on Luka Doncic, he will be able to play in this game. He got the text Saturday night in a win over the Magic that reached the threshold to trigger a one-game suspension. But again, that was rescinded, so he will play in the game tonight against the Pistons. Lakers have won 9 straight. Luka averaging 40 points, 8 boards, 7 assists, all of a sudden playing his way into the center of the MVP conversation.
Absolutely. He is easily right now, especially this season, not only just the leading scorer, he's taken the most shots, taking the most threes, getting to the free throw line. He's the best offensive weapon in the NBA today, and that's how he's playing. But his efficiency shown. To me, that's the thing that's jumping off the charts. Since this run for them started around January 18th, when they started to win games and get it right, he's shooting 40% from three. So not only is he putting up over 11 threes a game, he's hitting them at a 40% clip.
Yeah.
He is the center of the universe for their offense. Also, Reaves is a guy that can get a bucket when you need it.
Yep.
And don't look now, but LeBron James might be the greatest role player in the history of the game.
Without
figuring it out.
Willing to do something that a lot of the other immortals were not willing to do at the end of their career, which is play second fiddle, or in this case, maybe at times third fiddle. But Wendy said something interesting last week. I want to get your take. You played with LeBron James. Wendy said on First Take last week, you can see in LeBron when he thinks he's got a team that's ready to go the distance. You played with him. What are you seeing from LeBron? What do you think he thinks this Laker team that's won 9 straight is capable of doing?
Well, I think that LeBron definitely is excited about his team and where they're at now. I don't think that he envisioned them being where they are right now. I don't think any of us did. But I think that with the confidence that comes behind LeBron, he knows he needs a little delusion. So if he's eyeing a championship right now, it's delusion. But it takes delusion to do anything great. So in respects to that, I think that the ceiling is second round.
Second round remains second round. So I'm just going to go through teams. You tell me that they can't beat OKC.
No.
They can't beat San Antonio?
I'm not seeing it.
Can they beat Denver?
I could see that matchup happening.
I'm just thinking through the teams.
Denver.
And you look skeptical.
Denver. Here's why. And it's not about LeBron, Luka, or Reaves. It's about DeAndre Ayton.
Yeah.
Like, you need big man play. They're getting it from him in spurts. He talks about buying in, that he now, a week ago he was upset that they were trying to make him Clint Capella. Now he's saying, oh, I get it now. I want to be part of this. I want to be the reason why we win. If they get him playing at a high level, especially against a guy like Jokic, then maybe they have a chance.
An NBA season is so long. There's so much time for so many things to happen that the Lakers have looked dead to rights multiple times. But here we are. This is when it actually matters. And you know who's got... You got to give some credit to their coach.
Yes.
For whatever it is, if Ayton finds his role and Luka's now ready at the right time and LeBron has figured out what role he needs to have and they've got a way to play with Reaves and all they do is win close games. A little credit for J.J. Redick, I think, as well.
A lot of credit for J.J. Redick. For him to turn a team that we have all criticized and said defensively, it's just you don't know what you're going to get. You can't trust them, especially when you start talking about one-on-one. They can't take the challenge. But they have figured out ways to inspire themselves enough to say, hey, we got a team defense. We may not be able to stop a nosebleed, but we're going to go out here and we're going to defend as a team. There's going to be first help. There's going to be second help. We're going to meet you at the rim and we're going to contest. We're going to make sure we get rebounds. We're going to give our guy Luka more shots. We're going to do the back taps and back it out. And I think the more attempts that you give a guy like Luka Doncic, you give chances to a guy like LeBron James, you can seal any game.
Puncher's chance. You give the Lakers a puncher chance to make something happen in the West that seems
to
worth
make something
talking
happen.
about.
Yes. And again, as you give credit to players, I'm in total agreement. J.J. Redick deserves a lot of credit for this as well because he has throughout this season found ways to motivate different parts of this team and then make it fit and understand I got to cut back the rotation, whatever it is. It's not just X's and O's. It's a lot of mental game with him as well. He's a really good coach. We don't want to say that, I think, in some levels because maybe it's the Duke thing. I don't know. You don't want to like him, but he's a really good coach, and it's showing this time of the year.
It's funny. I agree with you. I find it
should have went to Georgia Tech.
We got a good game. We got 2 good games, actually, on Wednesday night, our ESPN NBA Wednesday doubleheader. We got the Hawks and the Pistons. That one tips at 7 Eastern. Then we got the T-Wolves hosting action. Jayson Tatum and Jaylen Brown leading the Celtics together, hosting the Timberwolves, who are without Anthony Edwards. Pick it up third quarter. Jayson Tatum knocking down a 3. Wasn't necessarily his prettiest night. He would score 16, but but he was 6 of 16 from the floor. Midway through this third, Celtics ball movement. Jaylen Brown knocking down 3. Alan Hahn with us this morning. Jaylen Brown throwing it down. He would score 29.
This wasn't a good start for either team, but in that second half it got real. Jaylen Brown was trying to win this game himself.
But then Iman Shumpert, how about the Timberwolves playing without Anthony Edwards? Bones Highland went nuts in this game.
Yeah, man, I love the pace of that kid, man, but it was welcoming to see other guys get a chance to step up for Minnesota.
Bones Highland, 23 off the bench for the Timberwolves. That one gave them the lead. T-Wolves now up 4. Here's Naz Reid.
Running the floor.
Timberwolves a 10-0 run after the made free throw, and it continues 30 seconds later. It's Randall, it's Reid. Timberwolves a 16-0 run in the fourth quarter. They go on to win it 102-92, their first win in Boston since March of 2005. And so that's really good on their end. Let's look at it from the other side. The Celtics now 4.5 games behind the Pistons for the 1 seed. And don't look now, but that object in their rear view mirror, the Knicks are closing fast. They're just a half a game out of the 2 spot, and you see where Cleveland is sitting. So, Shump, let's dive into this. Tatum himself talked a little bit about how some of the frustration of coming back, can't always be Superman, can't always be perfect. You have experience coming back from an injury. What are you seeing right now in Jayson Tatum?
I think we're seeing it right on pace. I think when you first come back from an injury, there's, the natural reaction of the crowd, everybody involved, and you saying, hey, man, I can get back to doing this. I play a certain way. So the excitement will carry you out. You can shoot it really well. Then you run into a little bit of a wall where your legs start to decide, are we in shape?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And you start feeling the woes come a little bit. A lot of the shots are short. You see them coming off the rim. It's not something to be discouraged about. I think you're right on target. I think that we all understood it was going to take some time. Your outside shot's not going down. Sometimes you get to the cup and you're not finishing as well as you used to. But those things happen when you're just getting your body back. And now we're going to see the setup happen of going into the playoffs, and then you will find your legs. Then it is a boost for the team. But it doesn't have to become about Jayson Tatum's return.
Right.
It needs to continue to be about the Boston Celtics being at the top of the East, and that's because of Jaylen Brown.
So Jaylen Brown leads them there, and Tatum finds a way to work himself in. And as we just saw on that graphic, Alan, the Knicks are all of a sudden right there behind Boston. When Tatum came back right before I went away for a week, I felt like the momentum was for everyone saying, oh, yeah, it's Boston's conference to win right now. Does it still feel that way?
It does, yes. And it does because they still have one of the best defense. I'm not going to, last night's game was not something to react to overreact to. You're going to hit a wall at times, and they did that. They were on the road. They come back. They played this game. They got 2 days off, and then Wednesday they played the defending champs. This is OKC with Tatum now in the lineup. He didn't play against them earlier, so that's something to watch. But fitting Tatum in is, to me, more important than the 2nd seed or the 1st seed for the Celtics. Because we already know what they are. They're a top 5 defense and offense. They're one of the best teams in the league. But if they can get him in rhythm and they can figure it out that way, when they get to the playoffs, they're going to still be one of the toughest teams to take out because they still have 2 great players. He didn't score in the first half. It still popped in the third. He came out of the third. He had about 7 points in a row. It's there. They're trying to find it and also trying to find how he fits with this version of the Celtics, because it's a lot different than the one he left last year.
You were saying something like this, Shump, is that basically this became Jaylen Brown's team during the time that Tatum was away. But Tatum has to figure out, not only does he have to get his legs under him, but he and they have to figure out exactly where he fits in, how they now make this mix work in the playoffs. Do you think they have enough time to do it?
I think they got plenty of time. The exciting thing about having it is, for the longest, while they were both healthy, we were trying to figure out who's Batman, who's Robin. Now we have a clear-cut Batman just because of the injury. But how relaxing is that to know, as Jayson Tatum, that, I may not be at full strength. I might not be in the crazy rhythm that I once was, but we're still at the top. My guy still got me, and that gives him a level of confidence that says, hey, man, I can take my time. I'm going to be right on pace to make myself come back. I think that when you have incredible basketball being played, when you talk about the Boston Celtics, I think it's more so the DNA that we're seeing out of OKC came from Boston. Boston won first. Yeah, but they all had this DNA coming from Boston. So it's like that trickle-down effect of good basketball, I think, serves Jayson Tatum just as well.
Yeah. It could just quickly, there's a runway for Tatum to find himself in his game before the playoffs. That's what this part's about. If he does, watch out.
So it's the Celtics in the East, and suddenly it is the Lakers in the West. They will